We opened Pandora's box. Generative AI is now accessible for everyone, and it allows us to mimic the artistic styles of great artists and to paint like Van Gogh, to write like Shakespeare, to sculpture like Michelangelo. It enhances our creative capabilities, but it also introduced mass production into content creation. This will change the internet as we know it in an unpredicted way. Welcome to Enjoy Life, Enjoy Yourself. Today it's Sunday, the 17th of September, and my name is Ingo Hampe. Before I talked about generative AI and how it will change the way we share our content, let's have a look at the internet. The internet was a game changer. It was initially built to share information and fostering ideas, and with the belief that sharing knowledge can lead to new discoveries. And then came blogging and newsletters, and with it came the idea that we as people can connect to our audience directly, pushing the gatekeepers aside, and also that there are people who are subscribing to what we have to say and the ideas that we have. The next step was the next evolutionary step was social media. So these social media platforms evolved, and they originally had the same idea. It was to enable us as creatives, as people, to connect with other people who have the same ideas, who are like us and share the same interests. But then a shift happens, like these platforms realize that they can monetize on the data that we, the users, put into the system. And this user-generated data and content became a commodity for big tech companies, and we, the users, became the product. Then generative AI. It was trained on public available data. And in the time we were sharing our content on the internet, nobody would have thought of a technology that is able to mimic us perfectly. So when I ask generative AI to paint like Van Gogh, it must understand who is Van Gogh and what his unique style is. As generative AI enables us to create art in the style of anyone that we can think of, this raises also the question of copyright. Who's the owner of the content? Is it the AI model? Is it the person who entered the prompts? Or is it the creator of the original content? Well, the traditional copyright laws do not apply anymore to the situation. So what also will happen is the mass production of creativity. As generative AI become more and more sophisticated, and it is already today, it reduces the time and the effort we need to create a piece of content significantly. This allows us to create things much faster and also to produce much more. So mass production has entered the realm of content creation, and that has some implications. So now we are able to customize our content to different demographics within a few clicks, but it also is when the production costs come down, the market will be flooded with cheap copies, and also the prices for things that we create will go down. It will make it much harder for us as creatives and artists to sustain ourselves on our creative work. So how can we react and respond to this evolution? Generative AI is transforming our creative landscape. It is challenging us to protect our uniqueness and also forces us to build genuine connections. I think there will be three trends emerging from this. First of all, we will protect our intellectual property much more. But it also, we will foster this new technology. We will build our own digital twin, and we will cultivating a minimal viable audience. As creators, we will safeguard our original work. While some content is always accessible to all, we may hide our most valuable creations behind some sort of paywall. So it's not that we want to monetize on it, but it's to prevent AI from learning from our unique styles. And building a dedicated audience that values our works becomes essential. But before I dive into that, let's think about how we can use AI to our own advantages. Well, some of us will create a digital clone of ourselves based on all the content that we have created, and this is already happening. We are creating a bot that is trained on our own data and it's running in a private environment, and we'll offer access to our ideas, our knowledge, our thought processes to our premium customers. They can act with us in a very new way. They can ask questions, and the bot can answer that on our behalf. So it's in the past we were writing books and sharing our thoughts this way, maybe in a printed way. But there was not this interactive moment when you're putting your work out there in this book format. And this new technology allows us to present ourselves, our ideas, our knowledge in a more interactive way. And also what I see is that there will be a renaissance of the analog. Human connections, a heart-to-heart interaction, that's the most valuable asset that we have. And people will seek for authenticity and the story behind the creation, not just only for the end product. This is not for everybody, but for those who cares. And let me give you an example. Lately, I've seen a documentary about a Japanese blacksmith who is crafting these traditional swords, katanas. And he does it in the traditional way, the way it was done in medieval times in the 15th century, basically. So it's a very painstaking process. It's a very manual process, and it takes a lot of time and dedication and really investment in creating something very unique. And it's not that this word itself, but all the effort that was put into building this resonates with people. They appreciate the journey, not just only the product. What does that mean for me as a photographer? Well, it's no longer only about the images I produce. It's also about creating an experience, going through a process, connecting with an audience on a personal level. And this connection between me as a creator and my audience, this will become my primary product. So this is, in brief, my thoughts on how the internet will change, because the initial idea that we have a platform to share our ideas freely, I think that is taken away, and this will go away. But on the other hand, there will be a need still for us to connect with others. And yeah, this is just what I think about, but I would love to hear about your ideas and your thoughts, how generative AI will impact your creative journey. Please share your thoughts and insights. You can do this on my website. This is businesszen.live, and I wish you a nice day. Till next time, bye.